Hi everyone, and welcome to another Arctic ice thickness update for the end of May. I wanted to get this done earlier in the week, but unfortunately my dear sweet grandmother passed away on Monday morning, and I've been still really grieving that loss and dealing with the emotions, and my thoughts really haven't been all the way together collected on the issue, even though I have a lot of them and there's a lot of things to discuss. So let's just dive into this real quick. Here we're going to take a look at the global HYCOM as usual. This is just a screenshot first from May 31st. Real quick, let's just go over. This is the scale. So we got, this means there's not really a lot of thick ice. Half a meter, 1 meter, goes up in color, all the way up to 5 meters. And there's basically no 5 or 4 meter ice left in the Arctic already before we start the summer. So that's a good thing to note when we talk about how thick the ice is and how fast it will melt. So just from this image, before we look at the 4-week data projection, or not the data projection, the gathered data, and then the week projection, you can see right here there's a lot of warm water that I believe is coming in between Alaska and Siberia that's really starting to melt some of the thicker ice and create holes here. You can see there's already holes kind of forming above Canada because there's just been record heat waves in parts of the Arctic, and temperatures are just warming up these little parts. This is the area where ice usually flows out in the summer. So there's a lot of open water there already, which means when the currents are going to push the ice out this summer this way, it'll just melt faster once it gets out to here, because there's not a lot of thickness left. A lot of this ice is under a meter, and we're 3 weeks away from melt season. Right now the extent is 16th or 17th lowest, so it's a lot. We have a lot larger ice extent than a lot of the last 2 decades, but there seems to be not a lot of thickness, especially in this area here, the Laptev, I believe this is, and the other areas around parts of Siberia. And there's absolutely no ice around the Scandinavian areas, very low ice around Svalbard. But let's take a look at the animation. So you can see from here, we won't be able to talk about this much longer because the ice around, I believe, Western Siberia is almost completely gone. And then this kind of channel, like I said, over here, the ice is almost completely dissipated, all of the thick ice between Alaska and Siberia. You can see over here in the ESAS, I've seen a lot of posts about warmer temperatures and potential methane coming out of the Laptev and ESAS, where you can see Laptev, there's a lot of open water already, a lot of thickness disappearing. The ESAS, you can kind of see this ripple effect of heat come through, and then you see the actual, remember the edge of this is just a projection, but it's very likely to occur because summer's about to be here. So you can see a lot of this ice turning to 1 meter thick, and this projection runs to the first week of June. So we have a few weeks left of quote-unquote spring before we even get to full melt, and we're already seeing this kind of effect that happens in the summer where the ice peels back because of the heat from the Siberian rivers, because of the heat coming up from the currents, and the actual air temperature heat as well. So we're only going to have this little bit of ice left here to basically firm up. And I've seen other people talk about this, and I do agree with the notion that if all of this ice melts up here and here, and we just are left with this kind of little barrier, that'll probably go under 2 million kilometers, maybe under 1 million. So that would constitute a blue ocean event in 2022. If we continue to see all of this thickness disappear, and then we get Arctic heat waves in the summer that actually just melt all of this ice and all of this ice down to this, and all of this ice melts too, and then maybe even flows out to sea, that would constitute a blue ocean event. So we really have to pay attention week by week to the situation as it develops to see whether or not we'll get one this year or next year, because this is a quote-unquote triple dip La Nina year, and that means there's going to be an El Nino very soon, and the ocean's going to heat up even more, and this will all basically disappear. Yeah, sorry for the kind of abrupt nature of everything with the video. I have to go to work in a little bit, but you know, the situation is getting abrupt and unfolding in the same manner, so I'm just going to do the best I can to keep an eye on things and interpret what data I know to some extent. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for bearing with me. I'll see y'all soon.